Ah, nostalgia. Remember the climactic battle between Gengar and Nidorino that introduced you to Pokemon? Even though Nidorino doesn't learn a single move that can affect Gengar and is attacking him for no damage right now, this battle's got me on the edge of my seat. Hello everyone and welcome to Pokemon Red with Jokes. That's a big-ass Magikarp. We start our journey through the pixelated mid-90s with an introduction from Professor Oak, who some people apparently call the Pokemon Prof. That's awful. This game sure likes Nidorino. He's in the first battle you see before the title screen, and then you start the game and they're like, but did you know he's also a Pokemon? The game says for some people, Pokemon are pets, while others use them for fights. I mean, you can say the same about dogs and midgets in the real world, I guess. My name is Albino, with an extra O, because when you discover me, you're like, ooh. Oak's grandson has been my rival since we were babies. I don't know how babies can be rivals. This dude's like, I bet I can shit my diaper more than you. Smell me later. He is a fool with an exclamation point. So whenever you call his name, you have to be like, fool! So you coming over later or what? But we get our identities sorted and get shrunk down to size to start our adventure. After playing the SNES for 3 seconds, it's time to go outside, but first we really need to talk about the interior of this room. First of all, the bed is in the very back corner, which you only see in asylums and the bedrooms of people who belong in asylums. Then we have a cordless TV and game system in the middle of the floor when there's a perfectly good empty table to put it on in the back. We've got a computer on a desk next to that with no chairs in sight, so I guess we stand up to use the PC like it's a urinal. This room has 2 windows. They are both on the same wall. They are both in the far right corner above the stairs 2 feet from each other, so we can get a really good view at 10% of the outside of our house. And speaking of the stairs themselves, you can plainly see that they continue straight up into the wall. In order to get into this room, you would have to climb over the railing and tuck and roll onto the floor, and if you want to go downstairs, you have to jump and land onto the steps and then not get clotheslined by the ceiling on the way down. This is a goofy fucking house, and your mom doesn't have a bedroom, which means Professor Oak is banging her on the kitchen table where you eat your rice balls. Also, there's no kitchen, so it's just a table. A sex table. With 4 chairs that don't have backs on them, so they're probably just step stools for getting your mom up onto the table. Alright, time to go outside. This guy thinks technology is incredible now because you can store Pokemon in a PC. Wait till you get to 2020 when technology lets you store Pokemon in the cloud for $16 a year for no reason. This guy is Professor Oak's aide. This guy is also Professor Oak's aide. Together, they are Professor Oak's aides. Well, Gramps isn't around, so I guess we should try and leave Pallet Town with no Pokemon and get mauled to death by a Rattata, but before we can be gravely injured, Professor Oak appears from a secret lever exit on the side of our house, quickly tucks his erection up under his coat, and hurries over to save us from ourselves. He takes us back to his lab to give us a choice of our very own Pokemon for protection. He says he used to be a serious trainer, but in his old age he only has 3 left. What happened to the other ones? Did you kill them all? Had they seen too much? Why are these ones only level 5? How many serious battles do you have with these fresh faces? You can choose between Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander, but the gangster choice is Charmander, because he's weak against the first 2 gyms, and nobody's more OG than Sunburned Albino, so we gotta do it. This fool wants to challenge me right off the bat with his Squirtle, but all it takes is 1 menacing growl and 6 scratches to put him 6 feet under. I'll definitely smell you later when you're a rotting corpse and you're disturbing the neighbors. These games used to have a real Spartan outlook on Pokemon battles. Even the easygoing people are like, raise your young Pokemon by laying waste to your enemies, kill all who oppose you! But it's time to go forth and venture out into the great unknown. Do I want to hear about the 2 kinds of caterpillar Pokemon? No, I do not. If I'm going to catch anything in these first couple routes of the game, it's going to be a male Nidoran, because they've been hyping Nidorino up so much already that I need to make the voices stop. After that, and some serious grinding that I alleviated with a few of my hard-earned 99 rare candies, they call me the Candyman because I'm always inviting little Pokemon into my van with the promise of level-increasing treats. It's time to fight Fool again, who went over to the Pokemon League like they were gonna let him in that shit. How long have you been training Pokemon? 15 minutes? And you say you're ready to face the champion? Yes, well, I'm afraid we're going to have to ask you to leave before we explode of laughter. For the record, I'm only allegedly using cheats allegedly to eliminate the need for grinding to save time when recording the footage for the videos. It's an honest playthrough otherwise. I could be catching level 5 Mewtwo outside Pallet Town, but that's no fun, is it? I think people like seeing my team naturally evolve over time. Something about Fool's Pidgey being a level higher than his starter Pokemon doesn't sit right with me. Like, if you're gonna keep your starter, which I'm probably not, it should be a couple levels higher than anything else you have, because it's a respect thing. This was your first Pokemon. You don't want your first Pokemon to be like your third best Pokemon. You want it to be your ace in the hole, your trump card, your little friend for them to say hello to and then die. It's just classy. So after my Charmander gets demolished by Pidgey, Nidoran has to come save the day, which is completely antithetical to everything I just said. But what's cool about Charmander is his ability to one-shot everything in Viridian Forest and earn his top spot back. And now it's time for the first gym. Brock believes in a rock-hard defense, which is why he doesn't wear a shirt. Charmander's actually not that bad in this battle because the rock types have no rock-type moves and no special stats to speak of, so Ember still does alright damage despite being not very effective. I get a lucky burn and think, hell yeah, but then Brock uses a full heal, which I didn't know they even did. I thought it was just potions, so what an asshole. Geodude goes down, Onix coming out, I'm like, alright Nidoran, let's get that Poison Sting going. He ain't got 2 full heals probably, but Poison Sting is like, hey, do you mind if I miss 3 times in a row? Is that cool with you? But it's the illusion of consent. I have no bearing on the outcome. So fine then. Charmander can beat the shit out of Onix too. That's just how much of a G he is. I only need 1 potion and my little fire lizard takes down a giant rock snake and I am the greatest trainer of all time. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter @SunburnedAlbino, and I will see you guys in the next episode.